Well, you heard Ian, $7 million over the cap heading into next year. Changes absolutely need to be made so they can sign their draft picks next season. But everybody's got their eye on the quarterback position. You see Blake Bortles there on the field. Cody Kessler is going to start tonight. And Joe, they signed Blake Bortles to the extension before the season. He's had his moments, both good and bad. But who do you think will be the starting quarterback, status team in Jacksonville next season?
Look, Jacksonville is going to sign Teddy Bridgewater. They're going to have enough cap space. They don't have to break the bank.
I love this.
He's a backup right now. They're going to be able to make that cap space. They need a veteran, right? They're trying to do it on a defense. And when you try to build a team with defense, you only have a short window. So they don't have time to bring in a rookie and let him develop. They got to do it right now. And after the most disappointing season in 2018, they need an infusion of hope and optimism in that locker room to get the rest of that team to buy back in to what this coach is selling.
Sounds like he's talking from personal experience, huh?
Where do you think they could go with Teddy? Where do you think the Jags could go with Teddy, possibly?
Well, they've got a great defense still, just like we heard. You know, the defense isn't playing as well as they did last year, but a lot of that is what's happening on offense.
Right.
When you're not doing it on offense, it puts so much pressure on the defense because you just keep them out there all game, and it just wears them out. So when you have a good quarterback that's able to move the ball down the field, it takes so much pressure off that defense, and they'll be back to that #1 defense overall, and they can be back to Super Bowl contenders.
All right, Willie, where do you stand on that?
I agree with Joe, but I don't agree it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater. I agree it's going to be your former team, the Ravens, Joe Flacco. If we talk about a free agent, he's a guy who's got he has a couple of years left on his contract, but I think we see the heir apparent starting right now, Lamar Jackson. So here's a guy that's probably going to get released, that can push the ball downfield, that's tough, that can play in that type of system in that division. So I think Joe Flacco is a guy who's going to be up for a lot of teams, but this is a great fit for him in Jacksonville. And if there's a trade, so I'm gonna one-up you, Joe.
Ooh,
if there's a trade,
one-up ya.
The trade may come from the Raiders. Now, I'm just saying this. John Gruden is everything goes to the highest bidder. If you give him enough draft picks, if this team is not where it needs to be moving forward, Derek Carr could be a great fit for Jacksonville as well. I'm just throwing that one out there as a trade.
So I love all of that. You got Derek Carr. You got Joe Flacco. Teddy Bridgewater. You need all those things, but you know what you also need? You also need good leadership. And also, so if you get a new quarterback, man, go ahead and chop that coach while you're at it as well.
Wow. They're married, like the quarterback.
You need to get rid of. Doug Marrone is an excellent coordinator. He is not a head coach. He does not do things very well because, as you see, all these things are going on, but yet who picked these guys? Who had a decision? He has his hand or his voice into it, but yet they're not doing anything. He needs to go ahead. You need to go ahead and just move on because he's just not a great head coach. You have a great team, but they're not executing the way they need to. They got his back is against the wall, so he fires his offense coordinator. He has another offense coordinator in there. Hell, I can't tell it's a new one because they're still terrible. You got Cody Kessler. He can't throw the ball. Blake Bortles, $18 million. He's throwing an 18-cent throw. He isn't doing what he needs to do. And why am I on him? I'm on him because you give a quarterback is like the CEO of your team, and he's not efficient. He's not very good, so you need to move on.
Quickly, what are some of the things that we can watch for tonight just from
Just watch how they're coaching, watch how they're calling the plays. They're just not there. And I want to see, is Coach Marrone going to captain these guys into a winning season or winning game?
All right, we will be watching for that tonight.